Yep.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna probably change channels if you guys do that.
Well, I was going to say if you two guys are going to be straining,
we're in the
we
streaming
will,
channel, so
because
feels to me
the
like...
cross-talk will drive me insane.
Yes. All right. Well, don't change that channel unless you're all four of those guys.
I don't know. We've got the voting power here.
We just
Is this
kick
the
everybody
democracy?
out.
I mean, I could
I should
kick
ask
you off
that.
the server, Anthony, and that would make it one less.
No, you can't.
We would still have the voting power.
No, I could, Eric. You could add him back, but I definitely can kick him off.
Yeah, you're right.
But our team still has
that power
voting
away
power.
from you, so.
Yeah.
I can kick Alex
He's like-
off too.
He's the G to your Jafar.
What did I do?
I can kick everyone off the server.
What didn't you do?
I'm gonna have my own Discord server.
You know what you did.
You know what you did.
Hookers and...
Exactly.
The list
And
is
that's
long
it.
and distinguished. Like
So
my
done.
Johnson. Thank you.
All right. Bye,
It's
guys.
the word distinguished.
What?
Bye. You can go now.
Marion could hear the snort of laughter from out of my headphones, which made her laugh even harder.
Good.
So my Elgato isn't playing nice right. There we go. That's what we want. Okay. I should.
All right,
I
so
was gonna ask Mike something before, but I don't remember what it was now. Sorry,
he's
Mike.
still here.
Am I?
No,
done?
I mean,
So
as
you
in
guys
like
haven't left yet, so you can still ask Mike something.
no, as in like before I got on the channel, I was gonna before I got on Discord, I was like I gotta ask Mike this thing, and I can't remember what it is.
It said BB, not B. No BB.
Yeah.
So for people who are watching on the YouTube stream who have no idea what's going on, DMX died today, man. So I'm gonna play some Jam Vendetta. I'm gonna play some matches as DMX because fucking, you know,
Rest in power.
rest in power. Pour one out for DMX. Unless I can't because I haven't unlocked him yet, in which case that's gonna be annoying.
That'd be problematic.
Oh no, that is annoying. Is there a code?
Oh, Joe, you didn't do your homework.
Does that
bud.
game have a
Apparently
cheat
not.
code?
I was gonna say, let's see if there's a.
It's got to, right?
Speaking
Of all games.
of codes,
Uh-huh.
did you guys hear this? That apparently in Homefront Revolution, there
What
is
is that?
it's a shitty first-person shooter from
First-person
2016
shooter
that no
about
one cared about.
China invading
Okay.
the United States.
No, they changed it to North Korea so that they wouldn't piss off the Chinese. But anyways, in that game, there is a native 4K remaster of Time Splitters 2, and it's apparently just unlocked with a button combination. But the combination was unknown until like yesterday, and so now everybody so if you buy that game for $20 on Steam, there's a button combo where you can now just play a native 4K remaster of Time Splitters 2.
That's
Can't wait.
weird.
Yeah. But awesome, because Time Splitters 2...
How does the brick
fucking
look in that game?
rules. How does the what look?
Brick.
I don't.
Probably very red. And somewhat pixelated.
That did the second one because the first one had a brick.
Oh, it was a weapon?
Oh, that's right. There was a... Yeah.
I don't know. I will say, in terms of Time Splitters 2, I had a multi-tap for my PS2, right? And like twice ever, I think I managed to get 4 players together to play Time Splitters 2. But I didn't have 4 working controllers. I had like one that was kind of broken because one of the pins had broke off the connector. And so 2 of the face buttons and both of the right trigger buttons didn't work. And so I would use that controller because I was way better than all my friends were at that game, and I still kicked their asses with 2/3 of a controller. That's my story.
Nice brag there.
Humble brag or something.
I don't think it's humble.
That's why I paused.
Regular brag.
brag.
I'm bringing back the regular
Distinguished brag.
Okay, so there are codes to unlock the characters, but the one to unlock DMX does not seem to be working for me because, of course.
Well, looks like you're gonna have to grind it out then.
Get going, Joe.
That's what she said.
Let's see, DMX. Beat DMX in story mode. Well, how far into story mode is DMX? That's the question.
I think the other important question is how much
Right
of a
after
scrub are you?
CMX.
Oh, there we go. Got him. Got him. Apparently I wasn't doing it fast enough.
Right after
I don't
DMW?
Oh, I thought you beat him in that much time.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, right after DMIX.
Am I in the meat runs category? Did I leave
How's
that
that?
up for when I might have left that on for when I played Yump 2 last time. I don't know. We're playing DMX% right now, so that's kind of a meme run, isn't it?
X gonna give it to you. Hot new joint. So apparently when this game came out in 2003, X gonna give it to you was a new track, which I guess I would have pegged it as a little earlier than that, honestly.
Are you're saying that because you looked up the Wikipedia page,
No,
or
I'm
just
saying
because it's
that
in the game?
it's playing in the game, and when it plays, it says "Hot New Jam" underneath it, as it's the track for this fight.
Are you sure it's not just them kind of trying to overhype their jams, which are maybe not that hot or new? Oh, I hate this part. This sucks.
I mean, I guess that's possible, but it seems unlikely.
I have not Kaizo caped. This is hard. Also, I'm in the meme run category because I was going to finish my stream by just playing meme run for half an hour. Let me go get my Wii U. I believe it's
Joe, there's still a dark man image under your face on the stream.
It's a slideshow?
Alright.
Yeah.
So it just shows different box arts from all of the...
Oh, now it's Resident Evil 3. Okay. I'm just glad that Dark Man was there when I went on.
I'm moving to the general channel.
Yeah, me too.
Alright,
Go
happy
ahead.
Neverwinter,
Bye,
guys.
gentlemen.
Yeah, enjoy your Neverwinter.
Who are you talking to, Anthony?
Isn't that always the question?
Well, good luck beating up,
Ghostface.
Rappers?
yeah, rappers. And,
Dude, don't. I can't handle you not knowing who Ghostface Killa is. So please don't.
but there's more than him in the game.
Well, yeah, but he's the one I'm beating up right now. So.
Yeah, but you're gonna beat up others.
That's
I think if I remember right, I think Danny Trejo is also in that
I
game.
think he's in the
Is
second
he?
one. I think he's in the second
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because Henry
As
Rollins
the-
is also in the second one, but only in the second one. So.
Yeah.
So wait, what console are you on right now?
PlayStation 2.
Because I saw someone posting the other day about PlayStation 2 Henry Rollins, so I'm assuming that this is the game that they were.
No, that's Fight for New
Or
York.
the sequel. The sequel.
It's
Fine.
Fight for New York.
The DMX is only in this one?
I don't have Fight for New York.
Oh, I see. Is it a
let's
video game
see.
you don't own? Turn in
Yeah,
your badge and gun, Joe.
I mean, that game, we can talk about whether that is an according to Hoyle wrestling game or not. And also, it's expensive now. Like, every time I've looked at... Like, I want that game, because it's real good. But it's one I played on a rental, a million years ago, and then just, like, never got around to actually buying, and now it's like...
I do not see DMX in the sequel.
Really? I assumed he was in both, but... Okay. That's unfortunate.
I have just understood that I don't want to hit that P-switch right away. I need to carry it. So come to me, P-switch. Oh man, and you gotta get over those blocks fast. Why is Kaizo so hard?
That's the point, isn't it?
So what's new with you, Joe? You celebrate Super NT Day?
Okay, bye.
Well, I mean, I did,
Bye,
in that I have a Super NT.
You can still observe Super NT Day.
One of my favorite things about this game, by the way, is that they've, like, AKI very clearly kept all of their, like, animations from their N64 wrestling games that were licensed from wrestling promotions. So DMX does Raven's taunt. Like,
I don't know what those words mean, but
well, Raven is a wrestler.
uh-huh.
And taunt is, I think you played fighting games occasionally. Like, the taunt
I do
is
play
where-
fighting games. Although my favorite fighting games are largely from the pre-taunt era. That's not entirely true.
I was gonna say, you were playing Street Fighter Alpha 2 last week, Mike.
I know, but that's a very early taunt fighting game, right?
Is it?
I think so. Oh, now Alex just left. When did taunts become a thing in fighting games? They weren't in the first generation. There are no taunts in Street Fighter 2 or Mortal Kombat.
That's true. But I feel like by Street Fighter Alpha 1 had taunts, didn't it?
Well, Street Fighter Alpha 2 is just one with more stuff, right? There's not a lot of evolution between those two games.
Well, right, but at this point we're talking about, 25 years ago, so, like, it's not like taunts are a new development in the history of video games. What the hell, man? No.
Oops, well, let's see what's over here. Okay, hit the P-switch. Oh man, how am I gonna hit the P-switch? Guess I kick it up and let go of Y?
That sounds right. That's right, you can get KO'd in this game. Like,
You can be KO'd. It's a fighting game. It's a pretty normal thing to be KO'd in a fighting game, right?
It's a wrestling game.
Oh, it's more like
It literally is.
It's more like a Fire Pro game.
It's more like the WCW versus NWO Revenge on N64 or WWF Attitude.
I'm sure it is.
Or not Attitude.
Apparently, the
No
first
Mercy.
taunt was in Art of Fighting. Also,
Oh, see, Mike,
That's a pretty old game.
That's 93, 92, 93.
Definitely not a ripoff of Street Fighter 2.
Hey
Probably
man,
not.
it had some real impressive sprite scaling. All right, Mike.
No, but wasn't that one of the games that was like legally challenged because it was too similar to Street Fighter 2?
I don't think
You're-
so. I think
You're the guy who knows about these things.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the only one of those was Fighter's History, and that.
You know
backfired
about that? A dolphin
severely.
knows how to fuck up a dolphin. Right, Anthony?
That's true.
actually, no one but a dolphin would know how to fuck up a dolphin.
I
Yeah.
feel like tuna fishermen know how to fuck up a dolphin. Not to get too dark on the stream here tonight. But,
Now I'm just bummed out.
I mean, the audience craves the blood, so, you know, like...
yes, but Mike, I realize you can't watch the stream, but the second one is like a fighting game with wrestling mechanics where there is no ring. There's like a bunch of different stages with hazards and stuff. But the first Def Jam Vendetta is just straight up a wrestling game with rappers. All the levels are wrestling rings in different areas, and you can get knocked out, but you can win by pinfall or submission.
I thought you said you can win by pinball. Like, oh, cool.
Yes,
Challenge this dude to a flipper off.
that's right.
Flippers off. That might be a good way to kill a dolphin.
That would
It
probably
can't-
be a
it
very
can't swim
effective
if it has
way.
no
Yeah,
flippers.
Right, exactly.
Or flip it off and then maybe it would, like, die from sadness.
All right.
Is
Get
it?
out of here.
Are you going?
Is it really, Eric?
I will talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, so
Bye, guys.
tomorrow. I'm still here, Mike.
just-
You're not getting rid of me that easy.
Oh, damn it. So speaking of fighting games that may or may not have taunts in them, we got Street Fighter Alpha 3 on the Mister.
That one definitely has
This week?
taunts in it. Yeah.
Did you update or oh no, you don't have RAM, right?
I don't. Yeah, Alpha 3 is definitely not going to work without the RAM upgrade, I'm sure. But no, I have not yet I should upgrade. Because that also... Well, actually, Shadow over Mystara might need the RAM upgrade, too. I don't actually know.
Shadow over Mystara is a little less pressing because, you know, we all have that port of that game on PC, I want to say.
I have it on Saturn and on PC, as a matter of fact.
No. Oh, that was the first P-switch that was still going.
What a spinning head scissors. It's the Rough Riders anthem. 1, 2. Oh, he kicked out of my finish. It's like a modern WWE match.
Okay.
I didn't know if Eric was still here or not. He'd get that joke. Anyways. What?
I'm excited to try 1944. The Loop Master.
1944, it's not as good as 1940X, The War Against Destiny.
Well, you know, what can top the War Against Destiny, right?
I mean, you're not totally wrong there, Mike. In terms of Capcom shoot-'em-ups, which I feel like among all the genres that Capcom mastered, the shoot-'em-up is one where they were fine. They didn't do a lot of bad shoot-'em-ups, but I feel like that's just not their forte, really.
Hey, they got E1 Squadron, baby. That's all I need.
Have you spent some time with Carrier Airwing, speaking of which?
Yeah, but I don't like the arcade versions of those games as much because I think the most interesting thing about UN Squadron is the health system in the Super Nintendo version,
Yeah, that's fair.
which you don't get in the arcade versions at all. The arcade version just like the more damage you take, the more quarters you pay us.
Right.
So I love the give and take tension that you get in UN Squadron when you're you take the hit and then you got like that 5 seconds of panic where you gotta play really good.
Right.
And the feeling of like when you wrestle it back under control or when you've used up the last of your fuel and you're like in permanent danger mode.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, I flew me to the danger zone.
Did you take the highway to get there, though, Mike? Is the real question.
I have a couple of questions about this level now.
Oh, suspended brainbuster. Look at DMX with that. Oh, what a maneuver.
What a maneuver. What a maneuver. Lincoln, you could almost certainly help. I'm just not 100% sure if I actually want help yet or not. Oh, how come that time I went up when I... That's not how that went the other times. Joe, I'm very excited about my new camera setup.
Yeah, I haven't been able to look at it. Did you get like a 1080p webcam or something?
No, I got my old phone out of a drawer.
How are you getting it to how are you getting it onto the stream?
With the power of apps. There's an app for iPhones that you can download that basically lets you plug your camera into your computer and use it as a webcam.
Huh.
It's made by a purveyor of such things as capture cards and stream decks.
Elgato? Would they be that purveyor?
Not until they start paying some money to sponsor the stream. But yeah, you install the app on your phone and you install a driver on your computer and then you connect the two and bada boom bada bing, you got a camera.
I can get KO'd outside the ring? That's some bullshit.
Just like in real life.
Dale Kula says, so many good memories of this one. I had to make my own mix CD for the soundtrack for this. I feel like
that was a really cool feature from the Xbox 360 days.
This is pre-Xbox
PS2?
This is a PS2 game, but yeah, custom
the other one was
soundtracks were okay. The third one, the one that no one likes, was 360.
Oh, so you can't do custom soundtracks on a PS2, can you?
No.
Not any way that I'm aware of.
I'm really like dead set on beating Ghostface Killa before I move on to something else. But I keep getting beat. That's a Death Valley driver, man. That should be the end of the match. It's not.
Hey, what did Ghostface Killa ever do to you?
Well, he beat me twice now, so trying to get my heat back, you know.
If you can get to DMX and beat him, will you unlock him permanently?
If I could play through the story mode to get to him, yes, I would unlock him permanently. Although I don't know if just using the cheat and then saving my game, which I did do, will also unlock him permanently. Like, I don't know. But there are only 4 playable characters in the story mode, so...
Hey, Jeremy's here. Hello, Jeremy. So, sure, Lincoln, let me ask you... That was some cheese. So, are you not supposed to make it through the second layer of coins on the first switch? Because that's the first thing that I was wondering. Because it seems like if you go fast enough, you can do that. And this being Kaizo, it kind of seems like, well, maybe I need to do that. Because, you know, gotta go fast, right? But then at some point, clearly you have to not be spinning anymore, because if you're going to land on that green Koopa... So, like, there's one spot to make the transition, on that tree trunk. Ah. You need to do the comfort zone P-switch toss there. Right, you throw it against the wall or something, and then you stop, and then you let go of Y, which is my one weakness in life. That I can never let go of Y. If I do, the bus will explode. You don't want that on your conscience, do you, Joe?
No, absolutely not.
Bus explodes, Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock won't get it on, and
That's right. No, oh. I love the weird names they give all the wrestling moves in this game. Like, they're all wrestling moves that have names, but this game gives them all, like, rap-inspired names.
what are they?
Like, that was an arm drag. They called it an alley cat for some reason. Like,
Okay.
and it's just like, okay, I mean, sure. That was a pump handle slam. They called it tagged and bagged. That was a backslide. They call it a Harlem Hurricane. Like,
I was going to try to make some up, but I don't know any wrestling lingo, and I think it's probably a bad idea for me to try to invent street lingo.
Probably.
Even though I'm extremely street.
Yes.
There's a street just like out there.
The knee drop was called a playa hater. Slop drop is big time. I mean, I can keep going. Like, there's just every move has a name, and they just give it a different name. So
I mean, you don't need to list them all, but if you've seen really good ones, you can let me know. So,
I'm really
I can't
curious
stand-
to see if I'm going to come across one that just has the correct name. Like, that would be the most surprising thing, I think, at this point, is if I used a move and I was like, oh wait, that's actually like the right that's the right name for that move.
Oh, I just had a flash. I was like, how am I can't stand on the stump. How do I transition from a spin jump to a regular jump? And then I remembered that I'd never played Akugari Mario. Okay, that jump's actually a lot easier than I thought it was. Now I just have to frickin' do the thing. But anyway, Joe, I don't know if you have any old cell phones lying around your house, but if you want an extra camera for streaming, I know you have like real cameras, but I don't know if you set them up when you're streaming or not.
Generally not. If I did like I was actually kind of thinking about Chris from Classic Gaming Quarterly does a thing called Let's Read, where lately he's been doing it with the Video Game History Foundation has been sending out old magazines. Like, it's part of their fundraising thing. Like, you can pay them to send you a blind box like old video game magazine every month. So he's been reading those like on stream, and so if I did something like that, I would use
You could use it as a second camera for like the magazine.
Right. He has a cam on his face and then one that is pointed down at the magazine as he pages through it.
Right.
And that's
right.
I would do that. But I would use my Canon Vixia, which was the camera the first HD camera that I made videos with.
Right. Because you just got one of those.
Yeah. But yeah, then I replaced it with a Rebel.
Oh, hey, Jeremy, it's viewer's choice. If you're a viewer, if you have a choice, just let me know, and I'll spend the last 10 minutes of my stream playing whatever. I could even stay up a little later than that, actually. I'm having a good time. I'm not too tired. Choose something, and I'll play a couple levels, or try to.
Rope break. Get out of here. He wasn't in the ropes.
Rope break?
One of the rules of professional wrestling, Mike, you may not know,
I do not know.
If
Confirmed.
you are in a pinning predicament or a submission hold, and you get to the ropes, they have to break the hold.
Oh, I see. I like the pinning predicament. It sounds like quite a pickle.
I mean, it can be. It can be.
All right, Snake. You want it? You got it. Let's go.
Okay, so I have to point out this one. Ghostface just did a move to me called the Ragdoll Suplex, which is in fact not a suplex at all. It was a neck breaker. So they actually busted out in this case a real part of a real wrestling hold name, but not for the move that it is. There we go. Pinned Ghostface. Got that monkey off my back.
I thought maybe there'd be something up here. Pinned goat. So what is the name of the move then?
The name of the move that he did was a swinging neck breaker, but this game calls it a ragdoll suplex, which is not a suplex. A neck breaker is not a suplex. A neck breaker is a different thing than a suplex.
Well, they have different names, so I would have to assume.
Yes. Well, there are a lot of different kinds of suplexes. Like, a suplex is anything basically where your opponent starts in front of you and ends behind you is generally considered a suplex.
Okay, like a do-si-do.
Sure, except like much more violent and with higher impact. But let's see. Yeah, let's see if I can unlock DMX. Let's see if we can get to unlock in DMX. I don't know who these. Let's see. Power, grapple, speed. That guy's balanced. That guy's power. That guy's fast.
Barber, sassy. This hack starts so sassy. Oh my god, I used to think that was hard. Oops. Woo. Oh my. So, Joe. Fun fact for you, since you're not watching right now.
That's true.
At Jeremy's request, I am playing a little bit of Grand Poo World 2, and this is one of the hacks that I fired up the very first time I did like a Kaizo showcase on our Wednesday stream. And at the time, I must have spent 5 or 10 minutes and not gotten past the first jump of the game. And this time, it took me 2 tries. So. Progress has been made, and all it took was 8 months of obsessively playing Kaizo game.
Well, that's good.
Hey, it's better than the opposite, right?
Not obsessively playing Kaizo games?
Yes. 100% correct.
Let's see. Dale Kulas wants to know, favorite wrestler to perform suplexes? I mean, look, man, only one wrestler was known as the Human Suplex Machine. So I think, like, Taz has got to be on the list, at least, right? But I don't know. Like, I eventually got tired of it, but Brock Lesnar's, like, give a guy 7 million German suplexes and then beat him was, like, pretty fun for a couple of matches.
A hot minute?
Yeah. Eventually it got tiresome, because then it was just like, oh, wait, let me guess. He's going to, like, give this guy 20 German suplexes and then an F5, and then he's going to win, and that stopped being fun or interesting.
Did you say an F5?
Yes.
What's an F5?
So, the name.
He's gonna reset. He's gonna reload his browser.
No. It's a reference to hurricane or tornado strength.
Oh.
So the tornado scale is F whatever.
Force.
Yeah, force. He.
As you should know from all your Rush song listening that you've done.
Yes, of course. So the F5 is a move where Brock Lesnar, who is a very large man from Minnesota, lifts you up on his shoulders, and then while you are draped over his shoulders, he spins you out, like he hoists you up, throwing you over his head and spinning you out so that you're parallel with him as he brings your face down and drives it into the mat next to him. And
I have to ask Joe, how relevant is the fact that he's from Minnesota?
I mean, you know.
Oh, that's not good.
Kinda.
Lincoln says that Brock Lesnar has the scariest teeth. I'm sorry, are you not familiar with the Pogues, Lincoln? I thought you were a music fan.
That's a different kind of scary teeth. Shane McGowan has a different kind of scary teeth than Brock Lesnar.
Not anymore, he doesn't.
No?
Shane McGowan got his teeth fixed.
Really? That kind of ruins the whole vibe.
Yeah, like age 60 or something.
Yeah, finally decided it was time to... I keep doing this, like, one-handed neck break move, and I'm not trying to do that, but I keep... There we go. Okay, that was a Death Valley driver. That's almost an F5.
Lincoln, I can't have you besmirching an entire country's teeth in here. You've already got the thing with the Dolphins. This is too much. Do you ever? Yeah, so did you ever answer my question about
pin this guy? But I want to use my finisher. So, did I ever answer your question about what?
About whether it was germane the conversation that Brock Lesnar, that he's from Minnesota.
That he's a Minnesotan? I mean, just, upper Midwest represent, that's all.
Okay.
So back to Dale's question, though. I think Taz is up there. He did a lot of really good suplexes. Brock Lesnar's done a lot of really good suplexes. He Who Shall Not Be Named did a lot of really good suplexes.
Are you talking about Hulk Hogan?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope. I'm talking about the guy who
was Lord Voldemort a wrestler at some point.
Well, I mean, look, man. There is a famous wrestling incident that I feel like you may or may not be familiar with.
Does it happen in my hometown?
It didn't happen in your hometown, but no.
That's a different wrestling.
That's a different wrestling incident. No, it did. It happened with a guy from Canada, though.
But it involved someone dying. Is that right?
Yeah. It involved three people dying, including the wrestler in question, which is why we don't talk about him.
All right then.
It was. I mean, it's kind of a joke. It was Chris Benoit. He killed him. He killed his son, his wife, and himself.
Oh, geez, that's not much of a joke.
No, it's not. But the fact that WWE effectively, actually for a while, they deleted him from their history entirely.
They threw him down the memory hole.
Dude, they would just silence entire sections of commentary from pay-per-views where they mentioned him.
Oh,
in some cases. Which eventually they stopped doing, but even now, on WWE Network, you can't search for him. So if you're looking for a match he was in, you have to search for the guy he was in it with, because his name doesn't even appear.
He's been blacklisted.
And then there's always, every year, there's people who are like, oh, he should go in the Hall of Fame, and it's no.
No, he murder-suicide.
He killed his wife and child and then himself. He absolutely should not go into the Hall of Fame. And
right, fair, yeah.
So that's why he's sometimes referred to as, he who shall not be named or he who shall not be mentioned, because that was not a good thing.
No, that's not cool. I agree. Sorry, I did. If I had known, I wouldn't have brought it up. I feel like this is going pretty well. This level here, I want to say. Stop saying the UK is one country. Is it united or not? Make up their mind. For them.
Make up their mind for them, huh, Mike? So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good suplexes out there, Dale. I think probably though. I think Taz would. I mean, he did so many. He sort of predicated his gimmick on just throwing a lot of big suplexes out there. And also, he was
that one with the train.
Sabin did the best suplexes.
I always said 7.
I always assumed. I mean, there is a wrestler named Chris Sabin, so I just assumed that. But he comes after Final Fantasy VI. He was not a wrestler.
Oh, you gotta go back. You gotta go back and go under. This level doesn't look super fun. I don't know. It seems I'm enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying it more than that one I just finished in El Dorado. I can understand a little bit better now why Grand Prix World 2 speedrunners spend so much time resetting on Marathon. Oh, it does look super fun. Yes. Yeah. No, it's good.
This game calls a European uppercut a stankin' punch, and I kind of love that.
That's pretty good.
Again, these moves all have names. They just gave them different ones for the video game. So apparently this game was one of the lost, or not lost, but one of the unreleased, we know that some stuff must exist. Games in the world,
like it was playable at a trade show or something,
that I really want to see get a release. Is this game was originally going to be a WCW game. I mean, originally when it very first started development, it was going to be a WCW game, and then WCW didn't exist anymore. No, got sold to WWE and stopped existing. So they changed it to they did a deal with Def Jam and whatever. But I would really like to see the WCW Mayhem 2 build of this game, and kind of get a vibe for what that was like. I think that would be really interesting. Did you see, Mike, that apparently the person who has the
Resident Evil Dreamcast.
Castlevania,
not Resident Evil.
Yeah, they've said openly that they're gonna launch it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Launch it, release it, dump it, whatever. Dale says Scotty Steiner sometimes. Scott Steiner had some good suplexes, although my favorite Scott Steiner move is the Steiner screwdriver, which is like it starts like a vertical suplex and it ends like a pile driver, and it looks really, really painful every single time.
I mean, my favorite Scott Steiner move is Scott Steiner math.
Is math, yeah, of course, obviously.
I don't see how you're going to top that.
Yeah, well, because you got a 33 and 2/3 chance normally, but Samoa Joe knows he can't beat me, so that means that I got his 33 and 2/3 chance, so I got a 66 and 2/3% chance of beating you, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Now get us to up to 143 and a quarter or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's twice as much of a man as anybody else, so normally he's got even a double % chance. I don't have all of the Scott Steiner math memorized, to be candid with you. All I know is that the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice, Samoa Joe. That's all I know for sure. I also know that I really, really hope Samoa Joe's injury is healed up at some point in the near future, because I miss having Samoa Joe on my wrestling screen.
I did not know that he was out of the action.
Yeah, he got hurt. God, it's been almost Dale might know. He's in the chat. It's been almost a year, I want to say, that he's been out.
Oh, wow.
It was something serious, obviously. He's been doing commentary now. They've had him on commentary for a while, which is he's not bad at that, but he's a much better wrestler than he is a commentator, in my view.
There we go. Not doing the shell skip.
Yeah, so similar to what I was saying, Dale said in the chat, Def Jam Fight for New York goes for a lot now, and he wished he hadn't passed on it at the time. And samesies, my friend. Especially since the PS2 is one of those systems that doesn't have a real ODE solution for it. You can use Free McBoot, I guess.
I was gonna say you can just use a hard drive.
Well, I can't because both of my PS2s are slim, so I actually can't use a hard drive in my current configuration.
Oh, BB, what's happening? Okay, that works. Oh, geez, that's tough. Wow. That's tough. Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, but even then, Free McBoot has some compatibility issues. Not every game, yeah. I mean, as of the most recent thing that I've seen, not everything plays, apparently. But,
I don't know.
What was the... Oh, no, that was for PS1. There's a Tony Hawk... I sent you that, right, Mike? I texted you about that, I think. Didn't I? About the Tony...
What?
So, apparently, if you have a PS1, I don't know if you currently... I know you didn't have one back in the day.
I've never owned a PS1 in my entire life.
Never owned a PS1. Okay, so the copy protection of the PS1 has been broken, and there's an exploit in save games for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Okay. Not the version I would play, but alright.
That, well, you don't need to play it, you just need to get a save game of it. And there's other games, apparently, that the same exploit works, but that was the first one that was discovered, apparently. But you transfer your save game to your PC using whatever means. I have one of those PS3 memory card adapter dealies.
Oh yeah, I think I still have one of those.
If you don't use it, you could sell it for quite a bit. They're quite expensive. Because I lent one to someone recently, and I was like, "Hey man, when you send this back, please insure it for at least $100, because if it gets lost, that's what it costs to replace, and I don't want the post office. And it costs $3 to insure something up to $100 with the USPS.
Yeah. I'm just one of those people who never wants to lose the possibility of doing something. So I can see myself holding on to this thing for the rest of my life, even though I've literally used it for one purpose. I used it to transfer my Suikoden 1 and 2 save over to the PS3 so that I could then play Suikoden 3 and PS2 backwards compatibility on my software BC PlayStation 3.
Yeah,
it turned out I hated that game, and so I didn't do that for more than about an hour.
So I'm actually kind of upset now. I transferred all my memory cards over to my PS3 when I first got my adapter, because at the time that was the best way I had to play these games on. Like I have a PS2 backwards compatible PS3, so I like that was how I was playing most of my PS1 and PS2 games. And then my I had a hard drive failure on my PS3. I had a hardware failure on my PS3, and when you change the hard drive into a different PS3, it requires you to completely format it, which is super annoying. So there is no option to I guess yeah, sure, I'll fight this guy. There is no option to like keep your data when you move it over to a new PS3. Now I got a 60 gig PS3 really cheap actually, because the one I got didn't have a hard drive in it, which means it won't work unless you put one in there.
Hard drives aren't hard to find.
Well, right, but it was like, dude, it was like $20 including ship. Like most of it was shipping. I paid more to ship it than I actually paid for the system.
And does it work well?
Yeah, it works fine. But here's the thing: when that happened,
Yes.
I did not bother to transfer my memory cards back over again.
Yeah.
And then when I moved from DC to Tennessee, I somehow managed to lose one of my PS1 memory cards and one of my PS2 memory cards. And those had save games on them from like when they were like, those are memory cards, they were my memory cards from the time those systems were new.
Those consoles were new, yeah.
Yeah, like the PS1 memory card that I still have has like my original Symphony of the Night 198% castle coverage save, and one of my original Metal Gear Solid saves, and my original Resident Evil 2 like non-DualShock version save and stuff like that. And then my other one had other stuff on it, and that PS2 memory card had stuff on it too, which is like some of it, it's like there's a little bit of sentimentality of like, oh, like the PS2 one probably had I think that one had my Final Fantasy X, which is like the last Final Fantasy I put any time into, save data. But also a lot of it is just like, there was stuff I unlocked in games that I just do not feel like doing again. Like, I do not want to go and deal with this all again.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess where I am with old saves is that, generally speaking, if I actually care about the game, then I'll probably play the game again. So, like...
Yeah, but
there's a pretty slim number of games that have, like, super special unlocks to them that I actually care about enough to wish that I still had the save. I mean, I still do have most of my saves, but...
Right.
I do feel your pain because my Super Mario World cartridge stopped keeping save data.
Mine did too.
It's, I think, the first cartridge that I own that has stopped keeping save data from that era. I don't have any of my original NES games, but I have all my old Super Nintendo games, more or less.
Yeah, let me think about that. I have a fair number. My NES, like my Zelda, the battery died a long time ago in my gold Zelda cart.
Oh, that's tough.
And I just kind of haven't really bothered to get that taken care of. And I don't have a soldering iron, even though, like, it's actually, like, that's one of the easiest things to do if you have a soldering iron, right?
Like, how pressing is it for you to have that particular Zelda cartridge function with battery backup?
I mean, that's the thing about kind of, all of my NES games, right, is that now I have an EverDrive that has a memory card in it. It has non-volatile memory in it, and so,
That's kind.
And also supports save states, so, like,
Just like the NES core on the Mister does, more or less, now.
Yeah. Dale says he thinks it was neck or concussion issues for Samoa Joe that set him out. I think it was neck, but that sounds right. Well, according to an interview with Joe a month ago, two back-to-back concussions and a wellness violation in early 2020.
Back-to-back concussions, yikes.
I remember the wellness violation because that was the thing.
What is a wellness violation?
So after the thing happened with the guy who murdered his family, because,
That's
part
bad.
of that, right? So part of that was that immediately kind of was it was Roid Rage. It was Roid Rage. Which probably was like a non-zero factor, but that was the big thing that they laid it at right away. It was a Roid Rage
Sure,
thing.
sure.
So now, any steroid use or
Oh, stupid plant.
they started drug testing a lot of people, and steroids or certain performance enhancers, and drugs of any kind basically will get you. And I don't know what the violation was for Samoa Joe. He's definitely not a steroid guy. You can look at him and know that. So I don't know what the particular wellness violation was for him. I know for a minute some guys were getting popped for weed.
Okay.
Unless you were the Undertaker, in which case you would never get. I mean, that was kind of the unspoken thing, anyways. Like, some guys would never get popped for anything, but Samoa Joe, I don't think is in that protected class quite yet. And so I don't know what the wellness violation was for him, but I do remember that happening. That they said it was and I don't know if they released the details of what it actually was, painkillers or who knows. But,
Lincoln, to answer your question, I did see that Stu got world record twice in the same week, from what I understand. But he still hasn't pulled off the big 44.
Are you talking about the Super Mario, the current Super Mario Brothers record?
No, although that's also impressive. No, we're talking about the game that I'm playing right now, Grand Prix World 2, which the speedrunner named Stu has been working super hard on getting that game down lately, and he's put 2 world records in this week, roughly. But he's got potential to break it down by a full minute from where it is. It's like at 45, 50 something, and he wants to get a 44 something, which totally feasible. But this game is hard as balls. So.
Right. I'm kind of surprised that Grand Pooh Bear doesn't have the record in his own game.
He doesn't play as much Super Mario World as he used to. If you want, this is a. Doesn't it feel good to feel like you're capable in face of this hack now? I'm not unhappy with my performance. I mean, I think I really need to knuckle down if I wanted to finish this level soon, which I don't expect I'm going to even get the H tonight. But yeah, no, I'm doing this and I'm like, you know what? This is totally doable. It's just hard. So yeah, Grand Pooh Bear himself does not play tons and tons of Mario World anymore. And if you want the world record, and this is a very contested game, so you would need to play a lot of it. Stu has been playing this game every single stream nonstop for I'm not quite sure how long at this point.
Be bad.
That guy is a machine, so. His sum of best is in the 42 minutes? Yeah. My camera died. Oh, is that what that sound was? Well, the stream also probably should die. Might be the issue is this battery, and this phone is old, and it was not fully charged. I don't know if it needs to be... Yeah, the battery died. That's too bad. I can rig something up. I think I want to go for 10 more minutes. I'm going to just take this out.
That sounds right.
Because I think I left my old webcam plugged in. Which means that it should be recognized by OBS. If I can back up. Let's see if that works. Where are you, webcam? You are here. And I gotta get rid of this one. Nope, that's not right. Oh, it's because I'm in the sound mixer. That's wrong. That probably sounds weird.
Oh, jeez.
Okay,
Nap
on
time.
the way.
Yeah, that would be nap time.
And you are... There we go. We're back. Old webcam. It was fun while it lasted. So I don't know if the setup is approximately correct.
So does it connect to your computer via Bluetooth?
It can do Wi-Fi. I actually have it plugged in, but you know how it is with a phone, where like if you plug it into a computer USB port, it might not get enough juice to charge faster than the battery drains.
Yeah.
So I think what happened is the battery was quite low when I started using it. In fact, I had to charge it for a few minutes just to get the thing to function at all. Like, this is a phone that's been in a drawer for a year, right?
I would have thought you'd have the foresight to charge it all the way before you started using it.
Well, I charged it like yesterday or the day before, and I was testing it up to 25%, and the battery was completely dead today. So I don't know if the battery just sucks a lot, or if I left the app on somehow and maybe it drained the battery. And so I was kind of last minute. I mean, at least I didn't have to unlock my wrestler that I wanted to use with a cheat code, you know?
Well, that's fair.
Mr. Prepared for his stream.
DMX died this morning, Mike. Like, what do you want
We had all day. Woo. Anyway, yes, this game is pretty cool. Very hard, but fun. This is kind of like the best known Kaizo game, I would say. Like, it's an extremely ambitious game that works in all kinds of like new stuff that would not be in the game normally, and it's been speedrun at GDQ, and it has like this enormous escape room style puzzle at the end that the people in the community spent like a long time cracking. It's got sick ass music ported by Composer. It's got a whole bunch of Yuzo Koshiro stuff in it, like Streets of Rage 2 and ActRaiser. So are you enjoying the Def Jam?
I am. This dude I'm fighting right now is kind of a pain in the ass, but we'll get through it.
I could potentially use Wi-Fi for this, which sounds dicey when I say it out loud. But
it does. You're correct.
But the camera is in the same room as the router, literally about 2 feet away from it. The phone, I should say, is a phone that has a camera. So I'm like, if there is any circumstance under which the Wi-Fi could work, it is this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just need to make sure that the thing is pretty well charged, and then hopefully it can trickle charge enough to last for 2.5 hours over the course of the stream.
Camaristico says, hey guys.
Hi, Camaristico. Oh, I lost my flow now. I
Dale
can't get
says
past the
he's
first...
taking off. Have a good Mania weekend, and you as well, Dale. And thanks for checking out the In Your House video. Enjoy Mania. Hopefully it's a good show. I don't know if it can match TakeOver from last night, though. There were some really good matches on last night's TakeOver. Yeah, they let Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole just like go bananas, and it was really good. The right guy won. The finish was fantastic. Like, yeah. We'll see. I've unlocked Razor in all modes. I'm not paying any attention to this story at all. There's a storyline happening here. It's very.
I'm sure it's gripping.
Yeah.
Nah, I think he's ready for a real one.
Man, I would at least like to see the troll at the H. So this is the weird thing about playing this particular game, is that there's no game in my entire life that I've watched more people play and never played myself than this one. So it's like full of secrets and nonsense and like trolls and things, but I've seen them all more or less. I don't know whether that's going to translate into me playing it better, but I'm assuming. I think probably, honestly. Like, and I know that the checkpoint has a nasty troll, which I don't know if I will successfully avoid, but I'd like to at least get killed by it before I stop tonight. But I'm only going to give myself about 5 more minutes because it's getting kind of late.
Yeah, I'm probably going to check out. I'm going to have to do another match with DMX in a minute. But apparently right
You
now
do a mirror match?
I don't think so. Right now, I had to pick a girlfriend because 2 girls were fighting over me, and now they're having a match.
Does Megan know? Oh, you're doing a match with like 2 of the lady wrestlers in the game?
Yeah, well, wrestlers might be stretching it a bit. Although at least these women like have actual wrestling moves, which is more than I can say for a lot of the actual WWE ladies of this era. So,
oh,
it's a step in the right direction. Women's wrestling was in a bad spot in 2003. is all I'll say about that. You weren't getting a lot of really competitive women's contests at that time. I believe. Let's see, 2003. That may have been the year of the Playboy Bunny pillow fight match at WrestleMania.
Does not leave a lot to the imagination when you say it that way.
No, it really doesn't. And that was sort of that was about what you were going to get when it came to women's wrestling at that time. Wrestling in gigantic air quotes.
More so than usually.
Yeah. So, you know, as opposed to now where, you know, 2 years ago, the women's championship match, like, main evented WrestleMania and was actually pretty good, especially considering there was one person in it who really didn't know what she was doing at all. So, yeah, some of these strikes are, like, pretty weird looking, and they're not indicative of the way that women wrestlers actually, like, strike each other. They usually just punch each other like the men do, but for the most part, you know, a lot of the like the throws and the holds and stuff, and like, that's a competency per hold. They're just using the same animations as the men, which is good. It's not just like every grapple isn't like a hair pull or you know, whatever. Hey, that's a real good brain buster, as a matter of fact. From Ty, the girlfriend that I picked.
Did you pick her because of her excellent brainbuster skills?
I did, yes. That's what I'm gonna say, at least. It was 100% about the ability to. Now let's see what her finisher is. Yeah, okay, it's called One Night Stand, and it, yeah, that was not great.
No.
It was very silly looking. It didn't really resemble an actual wrestling move in it. I mean, all the finishers in this game are really overdone and silly. That's sort of part of the game. Oh, and of course, she does the classic step over the second rope and show everyone your butt exit of the ring in the cutscene that follows.
Great.
It was 2003.
I mean, we were putting up with that stuff for years after that, too. You know, Mass Effect 2 was in, like, 2011, and it was still doing that. And I want to say Metal Gear Solid 5 also does stuff like that.
Metal Gear Solid 5 does... Well, Metal Gear Solid 5 doesn't do stuff like that. It does different stuff that's equally cringy.
Doesn't it? I mean, I saw the mod someone made that swaps the player models for Ocelot and Quiet in that game, and it's just like all these camera shots of Ocelot's butt as he wiggles back and forth and does like provocative, sexy walking and stuff, and it's pretty blatant.
Sure. That, I mean, but I'm saying that specifically like stepping over the middle rope to, you know.
Oh, is that like out of fashion in wrestling also?
The way she did it, yeah. I mean, most people, including men, especially if men of like my height, step between the second and top rope to get in the ring. But the way she, like, the thing that was in vogue at the time in 2003 was for women to lift their, you know, whichever leg straight up and step over the second rope and then bend over at a 90-degree angle with their ass in the air. As they duck under the top rope, usually wearing a very short skirt, which is like, that's not a practical way to get into the ring, right? Usually you would duck your head under the third rope, the top rope, and then just pick up your left leg and get in the ring. Like, you would
I thought professional wrestling
slowly, you know, bend over very directly, and you know, I jumped over the top rope frequently. You know, because I'm not tall enough to step over it. That's the Andre the Giant, Undertaker, big guys step over the top rope to show how big they are. But I would frequently jump over the top rope to get in the ring. But, you know, I mean, frequently you go through the top and second. Or you slide out under the bottom ring, or under the bottom rope, depending on the context. But, you know, at the time, women of this era would, again, straight over 90-degree angle well between this, and sometimes they would just kind of like pause there for longer than is necessary.
And here I thought that wrestling as a form of combat was utterly obsessed with efficiency.
Well, no, that's not accurate. that's completely wrong. Let's see.
Oh, oh, that was close. Okay, I don't know, man. I think that's going to be it for me. It's getting pretty late. I don't think I can focus enough to make any progress in this game. But Joe, thanks for the wrestling, and Lincoln and Jeremy, thanks for the kaizoing, and my camera, thanks for working for 2 hours. And we'll see if you a little longer next time. I'm going to go.
All right, I'm going to do one
For
more match.
people in the back, happy Super NT Day.
One
I hope that you had a good one.
match. So anybody who's listening to Mike and wants to listen to me, come on over to
That's right.
YouTube.com/OnTheStickTV, and I'm
Get your fill of wrestling.
if you want
And
to
DMX
have one
also.
more match, yeah.
All right, well, I'm out of here.
Bye, Mike. Gritty crescent kick. The move names are just hilarious. And Ticket to Hell. Like, it's a drop toe hold, and then we're calling it a Ticket to Hell. That's ooh, nice back body drop from WC. Oh, Boss Man Slam. On the fly, apparently. We're calling that. Oof. Running DDT. Great move, the running DDT, by the way. Just a fantastic looking. Oh, come on. What's DMX's finisher from behind? We're breaking arms with X. Oh, we're snapping necks. Dish rag. That's a move. Kicked out. He kicked out of. I broke his neck and he kicked out. Running DDT again. You know, honestly, my experience with this game is considerably lesser than, you know, a lot of other wrestling games, all the other AKI wrestling games, basically. And do the characters in this game have finishers in like every possible configuration, like they did in Revenge and Attitude, or multiple, you know, like front, back, in the corner, you know, like what's DMX's turnbuckle finisher? That's what I want to know. Come on. Like that the triangle choke is the power outage. blazing. He's got his finisher set. Capture suplex. Sorry, downtown thriller. Oh, look at him. It reversed him when he was blazing. Oops. Oh, no. Not good. Not good.
Come on, man, get it together.
Alright, look. Man.
And he breaks the pen.
That was just a punch with dancing. Like, that is not a finishing move. Oh, oof. That was a cradle DDT, Conan style cradle DDT. Very nice. Very nice move from WC. That's a finish, really. I mean, it should be. It should be a finish. Oh, come on. How come when I do a rush at him to do a running throw and he throws, he gets the counter, but I don't seem to get the benefit of the doubt on that. Taz Mission. DMX is a learned professional here, apparently. And Taz Mission.
He's about to unleash it.
Oof. Body work. That's... Brain Buster. Go back to that, working that triangle.
Show him what you got.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh, come on. You've got to be kidding me.
You're powered up. Take it to him.
Okay, so no, do not have
Come on, son.
the corner finisher. But I know we've got the back finisher. Oh, there we go. That time we knocked him out with the back.
Stop acting like a bitch. Dog.
Smoke Monster. Those are some pants, man. Those are absolutely some pants. All right. Well, we got another win with DMX. Rest in power, man. Even when I wasn't super into hip hop, you know, in the early 2000s, you couldn't deny DMX. X Gon' Give It To You was a fantastic track. It Is Dark and Hell Is Hot is just a good record. And 50 is too young to die, so that's a bummer. But yeah, so it goes, I guess. So cheers to everybody who hung out. I'm going to take off, and happy WrestleMania weekend, everybody. And we'll be back on Wednesday. We'll be back on Monday. Monday's Action Cast Day. We'll be back on Monday with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Hard Target for this month's Action Cast. So, talk to you then.